The waterfront district before dawn. The street is dark and completely empty. A single figure arrives at the far end of the street. Small, unhurried, already in work clothes. Coral, the Cleaner Wrasse, lets herself in through the Reef's front door. The lights come on inside. She straightens the second chair in the break room. She corrects the oil bottle on the counter, slightly off-center, now aligned. She pours a mug of tea. A covered plate from yesterday is on the table. She doesn't lift the cover. A knock from the corridor. She sets the mug down. Outside, animals arriving from every direction, forming a queue in the dark. The door is still closed. She hasn't opened it yet. The waiting room, every shape and size, a manta ray across 3 chairs, a hedgehog with a briefcase on her knees, a crab opening a 47-page intake form with all 8 arms simultaneously. Page 12 is your relationship with Tuesdays. Some clients find it confronting. In the far corner, Pip, a juvenile sardine, tiny, completely still. Ticket number 47, the counter shows 14. He settles in. Coral calls his name from across the room. 1 minute, Pip. She disappears into Treatment Room 1. Treatment Room 1. Maxwell Ray arrives. He is a manta ray, broadly built. He closes the door. His eyes find the speaker on the shelf. Is that already off? You remembered? I remember everything, Maxwell. Maxwell spreads across the extended treatment table. A maximum load warning sticker is visible beneath the wellness branding. One corner is peeling. Coral's hands find the exact tension point on his left shoulder, the same point every week for 3 years. He notices she came in earlier than usual. How's the left shoulder? Same. Both of them know the answer to the real question. Marco Meerkat arrives for mandatory hospital staff wellness day, his own scheduling initiative. He is very pleased about this. He begins assessing the waiting room for operational inefficiencies. Penny arrives behind him. She sees Marco. Oh, thank goodness it's not just me. Pip, still in the corner. Counter, 29. Coral passes. 1 minute, Pip? He nods. He's heard this before. Penny's session. She sits rigidly upright on the treatment table. You can relax. I am relaxed. My pulse is within normal parameters. Coral's hands find the spot. Penny's shoulder drops 3 centimeters. Something involuntary releases in her face. Oh. Coral calmly lifts the clipboard from Penny's hands and places it on the far counter. Penny, it'll be there when we're done. Through the frosted glass, Marco in the waiting room, timing his breathing with a stopwatch. Coral's hands working. Then, barely perceptible, a tremor. One involuntary shake. She adjusts her grip and presses on. Penny didn't notice. We did. Break room, second visit. The tea is warm now, not hot. The appointment book. This week's page, thin, half empty. The Reef clients are not coming. She closes it. Afternoon, the waiting room. 6 chairs along the right wall. Empty. Nobody moves to fill them. Nobody says anything. Marco's session, heard through the frosted glass. Nobody times their exhales with a stopwatch. A pause. A clipboard falls to the floor. Another pause. Oh. Treatment room 1, later. Coral working on Maxwell, both hands. The tremor returns, larger this time. She grips the edge of the table. Maxwell's eye opens. He waits 1 beat. Then, she needs a minute. He says it to the room. Coral, very quietly. I think I need a minute. Maxwell immediately. The room can wait. Break room, 3rd visit, the same shot. The tea is cold. The plate, still covered. The oil bottle perfectly aligned. the only thing in the room that has not changed since morning. Coral sits down, both hands flat on the table. She looks at them. Nobody comes in. She just sits. End of day. The waiting room empty. Coral stands at the entrance, clipboard ready, and says by reflex, "Next." Silence. The word hangs in the room. She really looks at the empty chairs. The far corner chair, a small flower, left by Pip, who waited all day and eventually had to go. Gerald Giraffe is sitting in a waiting room chair that is entirely the wrong size for him. He doesn't explain. When's the last time someone asked? Coral at the reception desk. She opens the appointment book to next week. She finds a Wednesday morning. She writes her own name. Gerald unfolds himself from the chair. He ducks through the Reef's front door frame. From outside, his voice. "Let's just work with what we've got." Coral looks at the wall of thank you cards, hundreds of them, covering the corridor wall floor to ceiling. She's passed it every day. She places Pip's flower in the vase at reception, where the next person through the door will see it first. Treatment room 1. Coral is lying on her own table, eyes closed. A tiny cleaner shrimp emerges from underneath and begins to work on her shoulder. She lets it. Post-credit. Detective Crow lets himself in after close. He moves through the empty waiting room, touching each empty chair with one finger, counting. He stops at Pip's chair. He opens his notebook. He writes, "Fewer Reef clients. Third anomaly." He closes it. He leaves.